American News Network, and welcome to Fight Night. We wanted to talk about the Sean Strickland fight that just took place over this last weekend. What a fantastic fight. This is coming off of the Benavides victory that took place in Las Vegas, by the way, that took place over the Cinco de Mayo weekend. I think it was actually on May 3rd was the fight. But Benavides fought on the 3rd. Strickland just fought over Mother's Day on the 10th. What a fantastic couple of fights that we've had. But I wanted to get into Sean Strickland. I'm going to present this video to you here. The one thing I do want to tell you about this, though, is when you go into a fight, just like Strickland's going to talk about later in this video, he's going to explain a couple of things, but gets in a fighter's head. This is why I don't want to discuss a lot about what he must have been thinking or what he was going through. You can't imagine the psychology that goes into a fighter's head. It has to be one of the most incredible things. The reason I say this is I've had the pleasure to meet Jon Jones Bones personally myself. What a fantastic guy. I worked in New Mexico. He was at a club that I used to come into. Jon was one of the best guys. We'd sit down and talk. I mean, one time we talked for probably 45 minutes, maybe an hour. He was telling me about his wrestling, what they were doing in training. We went over a couple of moves that they were making. It was the craziest thing you've ever seen. He was such a relatable human being. I couldn't believe it. The other person that I've had the opportunity to meet personally is Mike Tyson. Now, Mike Tyson is one of these guys that I think is so misunderstood. But lately, in the last, let's say, 10 or 15 years, he's had the opportunity to come out as a human being, and you've seen this likable, lovable character that we call Mike Tyson. And I had the opportunity just walking down the street one day in Phoenix, Arizona, about 15 or 20 years ago, and out of this barbershop comes Mike Tyson. Now, Mike Tyson had a chance to train at my uncle's gym in downtown Phoenix on 15th Avenue in Van Buren. In fact, that's where Benavides and his family's trained as well for over the years. But the point I'm making is that Tyson had a hard time when he got into Phoenix, people accepting him and just letting him come in to fight. And my uncle absolutely welcomed Mike into the gym, gave it to him to train in at any time. He gave Mike Tyson the opportunity to come in and train in his gym at any time. So when I ran into Mike Tyson, Mike walked out and he said, "Hey, how you doing?" And I said, "Hey, champ, my name's Frankie Zaza. How you doing?" And he said, "Frankie Zaza, I know your uncle. I know your family. You guys are great. You let me box in your gym. I go into your clubs." And it was just such a warm, welcoming meeting that this guy was just this personable, just meeting me in the street, walking out of this barber shop, and we had this little interaction. That was Mike Tyson. So, last thing is, we have a fight coming up on June 14th at the United States White House. The Capitol buildings are not the Capitol building. We have a fight coming at the White House. A UFC fight on June 14th coming to the White House, on the lawn in front of the White House. It's going to be a spectacular event. We'd love for you to take a moment to check it out. Maybe I think it'd be a very entertaining evening of UFC if that's what you're into. In closing, I would just like to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our show. And as far as Jon Jones and Mike Tyson goes, I was merely making the example that these are just normal people like you and I. What makes a champion, what makes these people so exceptional, the enigmas that they are, is what happens up here in their minds. What they decide to do, how they decide to become champions. It's so fantastic. And we love to chronicle this for you and bring these things to you. We'd also like to say a special congratulations and thank you to the Benavides family. They've been a big part of my uncle's boxing gym. And I'd also like to give a shout out to my uncle. My uncle Hank has always been such an influence, and he's always been great backer of anything that I've been involved with. And right now, he is sitting on top of the world with this Benavides victory. He is so excited for this family. We're all behind the Benavideses. We appreciate Mike Tyson. My family's also a big supporter of Mike Tyson. And Jon Jones has always been a great, great example for our community. And our family's also been behind him as well. We'd just like to finally say thank you. If you have any comments, please leave them at the end. Like the video, share it. Tell your friends about the American News Network YouTube host, Frankie Zaza.